Is being a Japanese major a good idea? I don't know. Man, I don't know. One thing I can say for sure is it definitely isn't the prestige of like law or medical school. Heck, you might even be better off grabbing a subscription to Hustlers University by Andrew Tate. Don't do that. And trust me, learning Japanese is like the medical school for languages anyway. I know this. But yeah, in case you were living under a rock, learning Japanese is considered pretty difficult, especially for an English speaker like myself. And my guess is the only real reason why you would want to major in this language is you become fluent. Wait, it's that simple? You become fluent in Japanese? Yes! Yes! You become fluent, right? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Chris, or you can call me Squire, the Destroyer, the G, and I am a washed up YouTuber. But I'm also a 4th year Japanese major at my local, and that's a hard local university, and I will literally graduate in 1 semester and be unleashed upon this world. Now the question you may be asking yourself is, well, as a 4th year Japanese major, are you even fluent, bro? Bro. That's like asking if I thought the thought, if I pondered the pond. Of course! Of course! In all seriousness, I will show you how good at speaking I am. I'm just gonna randomly start talking about something in Japanese, and you could be the judge. Sorry, I was reading the script. I gotta actually... Okay,
ということで、日本語で喋りたいと思っていて、でもなんか変ですよね、なんか。いやだって家で一人で日本語で喋ってなんかすごくいやまあ別になんかすごく緊張してますけどなんかまあ台本がなくて何喋っていいかわかんないけどまあ、こういう感じなんですね。はい。
Okay, how was it? I think that was pretty. It was, Anyway, this is the level of fluency you can expect out of a 4-year program at your local Japanese major program. Is what I would say if that were even remotely true whatsoever.
So that was a fucking lie.
In truth, the only reason I was able to reach the level that I'm at is because I was studying on my own, and I'm not even at a great level, in my opinion at least. But the main core of the idea is, if you just rely entirely on classes, it's not gonna go well. I hate to be that guy, but classes don't bring you there. Like, they don't bring you all the way there. And don't get me wrong, I think language classes are a great way to get your foot in the door, and I think this applies for pretty much any language. Classes generally provide a good entry-level experience into the language, and just a solid foundation. But the problem arises when you cross into intermediate territory. To put it into perspective, the senior level classes that I'm taking right now, they just bombard you with kind of useless information. It's a bunch of miscellaneous information, unapplicable vocab, and just a series of flaming hoops that you jump through. And by flaming hoops, I mean presentations and other public speaking that you have to do, which... No. Let's just be real here. Presentations ain't doing nothing for nobody ain't know how. I mean, maybe you get better at public speaking, That's, I guess. But come on, big dog. When was the last time you gave a presentation in a language speaking class and you actually retained all the information you said in the presentation? Say never, come on. Say never, it's in the script, come on. Instead of relying 100% on classes alone, you should strongly consider, immersing and studying on your own alongside that. Maybe probably as your main form of study. That's how I did it, and look how I ended up. What I can for sure say is constantly listening and reading Japanese, like all the time, is severely underrated. Oh, by the way, if you like internet drama, a good YouTuber I like to recommend is Kore Kore. It's like the most degenerate Japanese YouTubing I've ever seen, but it's great. Listen, bro, I could literally go on for days about this stuff. So I will. Language classes in a Japanese 4-year program will not get you fluent in the language, but they will teach you a good amount of stuff about the culture. And this is actually very important. For instance, classes help you better contextualize and get a grasp on Keigo. It's like the respectful version of Japanese. And I tell you right now, boy, if you try to learn Keigo in JoJo's, it's not gonna go too well. They get close, but not quite there.
Okay, master. Let's kill the hole.
But more importantly, you just learn a shit ton about the culture in general. Stuff that I would never learn about if I just relied entirely on watching anime and YouTubers. Now look, right, you don't need a course to tell you how to not threaten people with an atomic bomb. unless you're Johnny Somali, but like most people, like they don't need that. On the other hand, courses do a great job of teaching you the, you know, the other basics. You know, the saying "Arigato gozaimasu." Everybody knows that one. Not talking on the train, not stabbing your chopsticks, not being a public nuisance, the basics, you know? Being in an environment with Japanese teachers who are ethnically Japanese, who live the experience, who are the experience, can really help you fill in the areas that you might have missed while you're studying on your own. On top of that, being a part of a campus gives you plenty of opportunities to meet with and talk with other Japanese exchange students. That is, if you're one of those weird people that actually go outside. Okay, yeah, being a Japanese major has its upsides while being in the program, but what about after you graduate? What does the job market look like for a person with a Japanese bachelor? What is with the boss music? Okay, so it's not like it's nothing, right? I think. Okay, I have to be honest, right? Majoring in Japanese was one of the most fun schooling experiences I've ever had in my life. And that might be the problem. Choosing Japanese as a major is so fun because you get to share experiences and bond with people who also have the same interest in Japan that you do.
朝がテストで30点取ったんだって。
マジで？それはかわいそうだね。
Imagine a whole group of people that watch more than 2 anime and play gacha games and... Wait, this doesn't sound great actually. The point is, you really grow close to these people that you work with for all these years. And it's really fun, but the trade-off is that your future prospects are about that. Maybe that's just me. I feel like if you aren't getting a job teaching English in Japan or being like a translator, then what are you doing? Then what do you do? And I'm not attacking you, all right? Okay, maybe actually, I am attacking you. Maybe I'm attacking myself. I know a good deal of people, my classmates included, that went through it, you know, got the degree and are now, you know, have jobs teaching English in Japan. And I'm really happy for them. But what the hell am I gonna do? Like, I don't want to teach English in Japan. Like, I don't want to teach people in a class. If you're like me, I think we have like 2 options. Option number 1 is to pass at least the JLPT N2, everyone's favorite Japanese exam that's administered once per year and takes 2 whole goddamn months to get your scores back. I've asked around a bit, I went to some career workshops, and it seems that getting the N2 can boost your job prospects, at least for working for a Japanese company. Now that's what I've heard, and that shit better be worth with how rare these test days are. I swear, man, the straw hats are gonna find the one piece before I take this damn test. So yeah, if you want to work at some Japanese company and not necessarily teach English, well, whether that's in America or in Japan, then probably the N2 is a great shot for you. Heck, if you can get the N1, goddamn, it'll help you, is what I've heard. So that's option 1. Option 2 is you become the most hated profession on the internet. You guys are gonna love this. Anime and video game localizers. You see, this is where it gets spicy. People hate these guys. Here's the rundown. You go in and you add some cringes, some jovers, some YOLOs to the anime dialogue, and that's it. Fair warning, I do not know how any of this shit works. Bro, even I could do this. I could be that person that has the character say like, "It's lit for real on God" in the subtitle. Bro, this could be so easy for me. I'm not joking. Now, to be fair, there are probably, definitely options that I'm leaving out here. I don't know this shit. This is all just kind of stuff that I've heard by going to different career forums and workshops. So if you happen to have any job opportunities, make sure to leave them down below in the comment section. This is a cry for help. Please. And lastly, I just want to talk about reasons why you shouldn't be a Japanese major if for some reason you still convince yourself to do it at this point. Point number 1, kanji. If the idea of learning over 2,000 kanji as the writing system seems a little bit off to you, a little bit weird, scares you, then congratulations, you're with the rest of us. The problem comes in if you don't already naturally watch, listen, or read Japanese on a regular basis. You might run into some struggles. Look, I'm not trying to gatekeep anyone from learning a language. That would be ridiculous. But if your only method of studying kanji is by writing a kanji 1,000 times in your notebook, I don't know what to tell you. That's gonna suck. And the fun part is that it only gets worse. The kanji problem, it only gets worse. It never goes away. It's like reading Rent a Girlfriend. It's like an endless purgatory that never gets better and it never stops. It's great. I always like to say people who like anime and manga have like an unnatural advantage when it comes to learning Japanese because we're like in there. We're always in there. We out here in the mud. We do it for free. You may think I'm joking, but this all comes back to my first point about immersion, right? Watch anime without subtitles, read Japanese manga without the furigana and without the translations. Immersion will help you. And then point number 2, this isn't a hard rule, but I just like to mention it sometimes. In this major, at least in my school, public speaking is a frequent occurrence for some reason. You better be somewhat okay with public speaking, especially in Japanese, because almost, like every class I've taken has at least one, 2, or 3 presentation that has to be done in Japanese. And it's like, nobody likes it except people who like presenting stuff, like myself. And making a presentation every few months is not fun, but it is what it is, so just be prepared for that. And honestly, that's it. I'm not gonna tell you where to go, what you should major in for college. I'm not your mom, at least not for the right price.
What do you mean by that?
Do what you want. This is just a little bit of my experience that I wanted to share with you guys so far. And hopefully, if you're a Japanese major yourself or you're thinking about becoming one, hopefully this information helps you some way. Hopefully, maybe it convinces you or dissuades you either way. That's a good thing. Feel free to leave any comments, questions, anything you got down below in the comment section. Let me know what you're thinking. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see y'all later.